On January 5th, 2016, adequate notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been furnished by inclusion thereof in the annual schedule of meetings for 2016, which has been posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, filed with Borough Clerk, faxed to the Our Town, directed in these meetings in newspapers, and distributed to all persons requesting copies of same pursuant to said act. In case of emergency or fire alarm, you must evacuate the building by using any of the exit doors in the room. They're immediately to my right, and the double doors at the rear of the room. Occupants must exit the building by using the staircase and not the elevator. This meeting is being recorded by both video and audio and may be rebroadcast.
Everyone please rise. Flag salute. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Fabre.
Here.
Council members Padovano.
Here.
Rubino.
Here.
Zahir.
Here.
Mesa.
Present.
Maroney.
Here.
Lindenau.
Here.
Borough Attorney Ramazario.
Here.
Borough Administrator Roberta Stern.
Here.
Borough Clerk Jean Caligras here.
All right, at this time we'll open the meeting to the public. Is anyone wishing to be heard? Just state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Rachel Singh. I live at 665 Jersey Avenue. A couple summers ago, I spent a good amount of time in this room, along with several other families advocating for a change in the pool rules. I, along with those families, again want to extend our deepest gratitude and thank the council, the pool committee, which I see here, the pool staff for listening to our concerns and for taking action. I was so pleasantly surprised to see the new rules in place last summer. I will say that it was a bigger change than what we had expected, since all of our proposals had always suggested potty-trained children in the main pool during family swim. But I did say to Mayor Fabre in the letter, quote, "I certainly understand this summer will be a trial run for these new rules, and they may need to be tweaked again next summer, but I'm hopeful these changes will provide a safe, fun, and enjoyable summer at the pool for all," end quote. Well, I realize no set of rules is going to make everyone happy, and I know there are folks who see some problems with the new rules, and I appreciate their feedback and suggestions on how to make improvements. I also know some have expressed reverting back to the rules the way they were for 30-some years, and that's where I have a problem. No parent should have to make the choice to leave their 6- or 7-year-old unsupervised in a large pool because they have a little one in the kiddie pool. Parents being able to supervise their own young children is a must. Again, the CDC publishes guidelines on safety in the water, and this is what they say about the importance of supervision. Never leave a small child alone or in the care of another child while in the pool or other water source. When a young child or inexperienced swimmer is in or around water, always be within arm's length. Adults who are supervising children in the pool should not be distracted by activities. Supervision is important, even when there are lifeguards in the pool. While lifeguards enhance safety, their ability to safeguard swimmers has limitations. I know some have said that the new rules have made it more stressful for the lifeguards because of the number of children in the water, but if parents are in the water with them, it shouldn't be as stressful, and I can't imagine anything being more stressful than watching half a dozen to a dozen 6- or 7-year-olds swimming on their own without adult supervision, which is how it used to be a couple summers ago. When the old rules were in place, I remember specifically asking Mayor Padovano and the borough attorney what would happen, who would be liable if, God forbid, something were to happen to one of those young unsupervised kids. It wouldn't be the parent who had to leave their child unattended because of the strict age restrictions. It would have been on the pool and the town. And no lifeguard needs that kind of pressure. I again am in favor of making improvements to these new rules. One mother in town suggested making adult swim exactly that, a time to give little ones a break and allow only adults 18 and over in the pool during those 15 minutes. Many of us are in favor of that idea. I think it's a good one. Another mom suggested to me, how about just tearing down the pool altogether and go to high school instead? And I think that might be the best idea of them all. So I'm all for that. I just want to wrap up by saying that I have been surprised by how heated this issue around pool rules have been and continue to be. But as I stated in a Facebook post recently, if that's the most divisive issue we have in Maywood, then we're very, very fortunate. Considering everything that's going on in the nation, it's not a time to be divided over something like this. I'm fully confident that we can all work together and have civil and productive conversations about this. So thank you very much for your time and consideration on this issue.
I just want to make sure I have you on the record. Yes to the 15 minutes and yes for tearing down pools.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you can quote me on that. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
All right. Would anyone else like to be heard? Please just state your name and address for the record, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Laura Ketchum. I live at 144 East Central. I'm here for two issues. Living on Central Avenue is like living out of a Talladega Nights movie. And since it's been repaved, the speeding on Central Avenue has been really outrageous. I have commented frequently to our police about it. I have contacted the county because I was told that it's a county road. The county said I needed to contact our police department, and they would then contact the county if they thought there was a problem. A couple of weeks ago, right before we were repaved, I contacted Chief Pegg and the police officer in charge of traffic. They said they were working on something, but I haven't seen anything yet. Haven't heard anything. All they did was repaint the yellow lines down the middle. And frequently, when they put that machine up that tells the speed, 50 miles an hour is not unusual. It wasn't 3 hours after the pavers left that we had our first accident on Central Avenue. I've lived there for 29 years. 10 times in those 29 years there have been accidents where cars have come off the street onto people's lawns. And that's just in the section upon which I live, which is East Central between Esplanade and Golf. My neighbor, there was a car on my lawn. You can still see the scar on my tree. Mr. Kenny had his fence taken down not a few months ago. The neighbors across the street had a car all the way facing their house. In those years, thank goodness, no one has been injured. But there are many families with small children, people who walk their dogs, lots of activity on the sidewalk. It's time that we do something. 50 miles an hour is not appropriate. The Redmonds and I, who live across the street from each other, have had teenagers that we've taught to drive. We're still here. I do have gray hair, but I cover it up. The hardest part, one of the hardest parts, was teaching them how to get out of the driveway safely. Because people come blasting down that hill, they come blasting down the hill the other way. The kids were like, I can't go. I'm like, I know, I feel that way some mornings too. We have an elementary school down at the bottom at Esplanade. There's no safe place to cross the street. There's no safe place to cross the street on Central other than Maywood Avenue and Summit. There are no crosswalks. I really am asking you, please, to do something about that. The second thing I'm here for, yes, about anything that we could do to make it safer. I mean, you know, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know. I know we can't put speed bumps, but 35 miles an hour, maybe if we have more traffic enforcement on Central Avenue, speed traps, I don't want to use that word, but something so that people know it's not okay to come down at 50 miles an hour. Shift change at the hospital, forget it, because we're a clear path from the hospital to 17. If you go straight across, you can make that right into Hergesell. You're on 17 in 3 minutes if you go 55 down Central Avenue. So it's rough. And, you know, we had the construction for 2 years, so it was a little safer because it was very bumpy. So people didn't go that fast because they were afraid to, you know, speed over those bumps. But now that it's paved, it's really smooth and it's beautiful, but again, dangerous. The second thing I'm here for is mosquitoes. I know. My next door neighbors have a pool that they have not used in years, and it contains this much water, and it has for years. And this year, in the middle of May, I called the public health department and said, the pool's still there, it's still full of water, now we've got the Zika thing, can you guys do something? I've had numerous, probably 7 or 8 conversations, They've put me together with the woman who they send out to inspect. Nothing's happened. You can't go in my backyard. We can't barbecue, we can't weed, we can't mow. It's like an off commercial. You go out there and you're covered with mosquitoes. The last person to come out said, look, I identify there is a problem back here, so we're going to do something. That was 2 weeks ago. Nothing.
Was that Lisa?
Yes. Yes.
What is your neighbor's address?
136.
Just a quick question, Ms. Kessler.
Yeah.
Have you spoken with the neighbor?
No.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. I mean, we have in the past years, but they're really not on speaking terms, because we have called the Board of Health because they didn't do anything, and there was an altercation where she came to my house yelling because I had reported her to the Board of Health. So, no, not this year.
Roberta, you have those?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to be heard? Okay, seeing none, we'll close to the public. Public hearing on pending ordinances.
Ordinance 1416, an ordinance to amend Chapter 25, Subchapter 43, governing the membership within the Maywood Fire Police of the Borough of Maywood, Code in the Borough of Maywood, State of New Jersey. Ordinance 1516, an ordinance to amend Chapter 52, entitled Personnel Policies of the Borough of Maywood, Code in the Borough of Maywood, State of New Jersey. Ordinance 1616, an ordinance amending Chapter 333-5 of the Borough Code governing pet shops and the sale of animals.
All right, at this time, I'd like to open the meeting to the public for anyone wishing to comment on the pending ordinances. Seeing no one, close the meeting to the public. Is there a motion for the adoption?
Motion to adopt.
Second. Roll call.
Padavano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeHere?
Yes.
Messer?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood, ordinances 1416, 1516, and 1616 be, and they are passed upon second and final reading. The Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to advertise the same according to law.
Okay, approval of minutes. We have the June 14, 2016 work session minutes and the June 28, 2016 council meeting and closed session minutes. Is there a motion for the approval?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Padavano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeHere?
Yes.
Messer?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Presentation of bills and claims and request for public comment. The clerk has presented the bill resolution. Is there anyone from the public wishing to be heard on the bills? Seeing no one, closing meeting to the public. Is there a motion for the approval?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Padavano?
Yes, except to the reimbursement committee. Abstaining.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeHere?
Yes.
Messer?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
At this time, before we go into the reports, I'd like a motion to go out of the regular order of business and enter closed session for the purposes of contract negotiations, and it will not be long, I promise you that. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Put that on my phone.
Yeah.
The one day that you forget to bring the form up.
Mayor, we can
Be resolved by the Mayor and
state...
Council, the Borough of Maywood pursuant to the provisions of the Open Government Meeting Act, the Mayor and Council meet in closed session to discuss the following subject matters: contract negotiations. Subsection 7. Be it further resolved as precisely determined at this time, the discussion conducted in said closed session can be disclosed to the public upon taking final action thereon, provided the disclosure not only determine county privilege or constitute an undue invasion of privacy. Be it further resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood will return to open session after this meeting.
We'll be back very short. We're just going to go into this one for a second. All right, correspondence report. First we'll go into the back into the regular order of business. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are on the regular order of business. Correspondence and report of the Borough Clerk.
I do not have a report this evening.
Okay. For the Administrator.
Mayor, I have no report. I just have an item for closed session, personnel issue.
Report of Borough Attorney.
Mary, we have a report to give in the closed session.
All right. Committee reports. Councilwoman Tadavano.
I do not have a report this evening. I did just want to say the fireworks and the parade were awesome. So many people have stopped me on the street and said how great the fireworks were. Best year ever, they said. So that's what we did here.
I absolutely agree with that.
Thank you.
Councilman Trevino.
Thank you, Mr. Yeah, I also would like to thank everyone involved with the fireworks and the parade. It was a great success. We got lucky with the weather, and I've heard a lot of great comments about it as well. My only other report is for the Municipal Alliance on Friday, July 29th, from 6 to 9. They're going to be sponsoring another video game event, this time for grades 5, 6, and 7. So anyone interested in that would have to RSVP to Lisa Shealy. And that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Giuliano. Councilman Behar.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, as everybody else has said, just thank you for the great job that everybody did on the fireworks and the parade. It was a great volunteer effort again. There's so many people that are involved in both events, and I don't think everybody in town knows just how many people have to get together to pull that off. But both events were great, and I wanted to thank everybody who worked so hard on it. Other than that, Mr. Mayor, I just have a COA update on the affordable housing. For the people who are here listening, the state law mandates that the cities and suburbs allow the development of low-income housing. And yesterday, State Appeals Court lowered the expectation by roughly 100,000 units statewide for over the next 10 years. We've had our borough planner in here, and he's pretty much he's done a lot of work with our attorney, and we don't appear to be in any kind of concern over our COA limits, but I will be in touch with him to see how this might affect us, because it was just a general statewide. But enough towns were upset, and they went through the state appeal, and they are going to hopefully knock this down. So I'll be in touch with Mr. Calker and see how it affects Maywood specifically, but in general, Maywood wasn't really in any great concern. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Councilman, Mr. Mayor, the fair housing people, I think they said today they're going to file a appeal to Supreme Court.
Oh, I'm sure. This is going to go back and forth a dozen times.
Yeah.
But it's the first time it's actually been in
We won one.
of the town. Yes, exactly.
We won it. It was a big one to win.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Behar. Councilman Messer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple of items. First off, TANIC, a little update on the Teterboro Airport, the noise abatement meeting, which is on July 27th. I am not going to be able to attend, so if anybody from the public or from the council that would wish to attend could use some help. There was an article in North Jersey on July 10th saying that the new approaches had more than one flight taken that way. Matter of fact, there's been several hundred, although nobody has noticed any impact, especially the mayor of Maywood hasn't noticed any impact of any flights going over Maywood, neither have I, for that matter. So that meeting will no longer be boring. It'll probably be a little bit more of a humdinger if anybody's interested. Police cars are back. The cages have been installed, so that's good news. There's no longer a delay with the new cars there. Also, I'd like to echo my fellow council people's sentiments on July 4th. The only twist I would add to that is that I had a very unique perspective of being a volunteer that was in the command center during the fireworks, and it made me appreciate a little bit more the people who volunteer their time away from their families during the fireworks, whether it be in the command center, on Truck 17, or in the ambulance, or whatever the case is, that you don't get to enjoy the show next to your loved ones. I guess you get to enjoy the show next to your other loved ones. But these are people who willingly volunteer their time away from their families for the greater good, and I thank everyone who does that, from, like I said, CERT, OEM, EMTs, volunteer firefighters, fire police, whoever they may be. So thank you very much to everybody for that, and I have an item for closed session as well, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Messer. Councilman Maloney.
First off, I just wanted to say that the men and women who marched in the parade on the council, those blue and white shirts looked really good. You mixed it up really well. I don't have a historical committee wanted to ask, if he had their stuff into the room.
I'm sorry?
The historical committee wanted to know when they might be getting help with their stuff.
We're going to ask Billy and Mike during the day
Right.
to the daytime EMTs, when they're not busy downtime, we're going to have them go down there. What I did want to ask while I have you here today is if you could perhaps meet down there with them so they know what's delicate, what's not.
Well, I think Betty and Carol are moving the delicate items.
You guys are moving the delicate items, I know. All right, well then, even if anything's boxed, if it's delicate, as long as it's boxed, these guys can bring it over. But that's my plan, to have them start bringing some of the stuff over.
May I? Our big concern is that wall hanging,
Yeah.
and that is delicate, even though it takes up a wall, it's breakable.
That's why I think you got to be there, Betty.
Okay.
All right, so-
I don't have a problem with
Okay.
that, as long as they...
We'll coordinate with you too.
I want Gary to handle it.
Okay, we'll coordinate with you too. Yes.
I also wanted to bring up the last library meeting. They said that they still have some more funds for any display items that we might need.
There's enough for another three, I think another three or four of those cabinets. Mr. Maroney, I'm sorry I interrupted, but...
Quite right. We also are still looking for inductees for the Hall of Fame. And the deadline is September 15th. Correct?
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
I couldn't hear all this.
September 15th is the deadline.
Deadline for applications from the general public. We've had none. The local press has been good. Community news in Arrowtown. We've had flyers here at the borough offices, and we haven't had any response.
I have mine. I have the one that I got to hand you guys, my recommendation.
Well,
See, so you get at least one.
Even on the 4th of July, I made an announcement, and nobody came up. Nobody was, and I figured I'd take advantage of the people that were there who could be interested, but nothing happened.
Maybe if you guys you usually do a table at the street fair?
With National Night Out, we can do.
Okay.
When is the street fair?
August 28th.
Oh, it's 28.
We can put something up, as long as they don't charge us for the table. Well, we did one year, and I'm paying for it. We're a volunteer organization.
Maybe we can park you next to the Fox, the Aaron's Fox.
Right.
Oh, I'd love that. I want money.
And Gene, for the fall festival as well. We have a couple events that you can get.
Yeah. Well, it'll be too late before we have a deadline because...
September, that's right.
Yeah.
We're in October.
So, National Night Out would be the most likely thing.
All right.
And then, at this point.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you.
You had help with your report. Thank you.
My
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Council President Lindenau.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have anything of any important nature to report tonight. I do hear that I missed an awesome 4th of July parade. I do enjoy my time away with my family, but we all missed being here this year. We heard from a lot of friends and neighbors how awesome the parade and the fireworks were. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Lindenau. If you'll look up at the wall, there is a plaque there for employees that have worked for the borough for 25 years and over. And there was one name missing, and that was Ms. Carol Doss, who's in the audience right now. She worked for the borough from 1975 to 2008. Dedicated employee, that's 33 years of dedicated service. And I apologize on the borough's behalf for not having that up there a lot sooner. But it is up there right now, and we thank you very much for your service for all these years. I want to thank the clerk for taking care of that. Not only did she make sure that we got the name, she also put it up there today on her own. She did. Just FYI, we are just waiting for the names for the marshals of the parade. We have 3 that have to go up there this year's and the past 2 before that. So Mr. Diaz will have his name up there, and the other 2. Echo the sentiments of the parade and the fireworks. It was, I believe, both of them. You know, I shouldn't say the parade because I wasn't here for the other ones, and I'm sure it was something to see Colonel Lidecker on his horse but the fireworks were unbelievable. These were definitely, since I've been here, the best we've had. And I want to thank everybody involved, Roberta, Jean, everybody up here that put in their time to make that go smoothly, and we have some individuals in the audience as well that helped us out. It was a great weekend for this town. It's what we're all about. I put in the mayor's message in the Our Town. I would read it right now, but we'd be here till tomorrow. It was kind of long, but it said, I thanked everybody that was involved, and from the bottom of my heart, it really is what makes being up here worthwhile than being in a town like this. So with that, thank you very much, and we now have any items on, we don't have any action on, we do not, so we have no resignations and appointments. One, Matt E. Tomaso, a probationary member of the Maywood Fire Department, assigned to Protection Hook and Ladder, Company Number 1, effective July 12, 2016. Number 2, Betty Fetzer, Carol Doss, Patty Donovan, and Lorraine Lappin as members of the Access for All Committee, effective July 12, 2016. Is there a motion for the appointments?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Padavano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeGale?
Yes.
Messer?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Councilwoman Padavano, I believe that's your second.
No, I think it's like right there before.
Okay, all right.
I'd like to keep them to a minimum.
All right. Council approval of the following. From the Maywood Hawks 5K Committee, request to hold annual Maywood Hawks 5K race on Sunday, October 2nd, 2016, with a start time of 9 a.m. Number 2, from Adler Aphasia Center, permission to hold an off-premise 50/50 raffle on October 6, 2016, at 60 West Hunter Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Is there a motion for the approval?
Motion?
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Padavano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeGale?
Yes.
Messer?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Resolutions by title.
Resolution 11716, resolution amending Resolution 216 pertaining to the 2016 schedule of meetings. Resolution 11816, resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriations in accordance to NJSA 40A:4-87. Resolution number 11916, resolution for renewal of membership in the South Bergen Municipal Joint Insurance Fund. Resolution 12016, resolution authorizing the redemption of a tax sale certificate for Block 129, Lot 3. Resolution 12116, resolution amending the approved lease for the maintenance of public transit shelters and for the concession for the advertising thereon in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Will we get something add to sign after, or add it on there?
Put it right on.
Correct. Resolution 12216, which is being added, and there's copies available on the table. Resolution requiring the payment of fees for use of Coaches Park recreational field and facilities in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey.
Is there a motion for the adoption?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Just very briefly, this is for specific use. It's not, we have not decided what's going forward with the fees, and any fees, but this is just for one specific use and one specific instance. Roll call.
Padavano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeGale?
Yes.
Messer?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
We have no new ordinances. Is there any new business? Is there any old business? How about any miscellaneous business? We do have closed session items. So do we have a motion to go into closed session for the
Yes.
purpose of...
Motion to close.
Personnel is what I have. I'm not sure what...
Contract negotiation.
Who's the personnel, please? Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are in closed.
Be resolved by the Council of Borough Maywood pursuant to provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, Mayor and Council in closed session discuss the following subject matters: personnel, which is subsection 8. Each of the decisive determined at this time the discussion conducted in such closed session to be disclosed to the public upon taking final action thereon, provided disclosed on a violation of the attorney-client privilege or constitute undue invasion of privacy. Be it further resolved, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood do not envision they will return to open session after this meeting, but reserve the right to do so.